Imagine for a moment that inside this fist, there is something hidden that you don't want. Put inside it whatever bad thing is happening to you, something painful. It could be a problem at work, a frustration, something really painful. A frustration or a fight with your boss, an argument with your partner, or something about your family that you don't like. It could be a truth about your life that you don't want to face. But before we go on, let me introduce myself. Hi, brave one, I greet you. My name is Proximo, and thank you for being here. And as you might notice, to be honest, I don't speak Korean fluently, so I'm using artificial intelligence to dub my voice. And this channel is called Pali Positivo. But let's keep going. Don't stop squeezing. Squeeze really hard. I'm watching you. With strength. This pain is annoying. This day is going to disappear. The longer and the harder you continue to squeeze it, I can absolutely guarantee you that it's eventually going to disappear. I promise you that. Or, then again, maybe it won't. Perhaps your knuckles will start to turn completely white and your whole arm will begin to shake, just like mine is doing right now. At this point, it's going to start shaking, your hand will start to sweat, and that thing you want so badly to get rid of in your life will still be there. The effort of keeping it closed, it wears you out. And what's inside stays there, pressing, begging to get out. That's what we do every day with the things we don't want to accept. I shouldn't feel this. I don't deserve this. Why me? It's always me. I can't take it anymore. And what we reject grows. But there's another way. There's something that might sound like defeat, but in reality, it's the most powerful act you can do. To accept what is. Not resign yourself. Not justify it. Not stay still. Accept and build from there, so you can grow and move forward. But before we go on, don't forget to like this channel and comment below if you want. What were you squeezing with your hand? I'll read your comments. Let me show you the difference with a story. It happened to a very dear friend of mine in Korea who works in Gangnam. And yes, he's my friend, Minjun. If you want to know more about him, I invite you to watch. At the end, another video that features our channel Pali Positivo, where we tell Minjung's story at his job. We're going to call this story The Matcha, The Last Train, and the Freedom of Acceptance. Picture this scenario for a moment. Imagine you're standing at the bustling Gangnam station. You've had an incredibly long and exhausting day. It's already 11:50 at night, and the biting cold winter air of Seoul slowly seeps in through the station entrance. You hear the familiar beep 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 of your T-Money card as you pass through the turnstile. You start to run quickly toward the platform because you know it's finally time to catch the very last train of the night. You arrive out of breath, and the doors close right in front of you. And the tunnel lights fade away. You got left outside. Your first option is simply to resign from the position. You sit down on the cold platform floor next to the coffee machines. You slowly turn off your phone. You think to yourself, absolutely everything seemed to go completely wrong today. And this is just one more sign that I'm not cut out for this job. I'll stay right here until dawn. There's absolutely no point whatsoever in trying to go home now. The feeling is one of paralysis. It's the idea that destiny is predetermined. Resignation drains your energy to look for a taxi or a nearby sauna. Remember, option 1, resignation. Now, let's move on to option 2. A denial. Bullion. You start hitting the glass of the automatic door. Look at the screen that says service completed. You might think that it isn't really true. The Never Maps app must be faulty. Sure, another one's coming in 5 minutes. You're left standing on the empty platform. Ignoring the guards who are turning off the escalators, the feeling is that you're losing the most valuable minutes to find an available Kakao taxi before all the other Metro users crash the app. Denial makes you waste time in a reality that no longer exists. That's 2 down, right? Reassignment, denial. Now let's move on to option 3. Acceptance, 수용. You look at the empty tunnel, sigh, and say, the train's gone. I won't get the 6 hours of sleep I wanted. I'm in Gangnam, and my home is in Suwon. In that moment, the magic happens. Once you finally accept the truth, your hands begin to move on their own. You instinctively open your phone, order a taxi, or perhaps look for the nearest convenience store to grab a cup of hot coffee while you wait for your ride. That feeling, acceptance, is the driving force behind Korean survival. You're not happy about missing the train. No one is happy about that, but it gives you the clarity to solve the problem right away. Acceptance doesn't mean saying something is okay. It's recognizing reality exactly as it is, without the filter of wishful thinking. And only from that recognition can you act effectively. A very famous Swiss psychiatrist named Carl Jung, known as the father of analytical psychology or the psychology of complexes, understood this better than anyone. We don't just heal our suffering, we grow to become bigger than the pain. And how exactly do you become bigger than that? Let's start with number 1, resignation. John Mann, the collapse of the hero. For Jung, the answer is the death of the soul before the death of the body. It's when the ego stops being healed by the shadow. We don't heal from our suffering. We become bigger than it. And how do you become bigger? Reassignment. Jungman, the tragic downfall of the hero. For Jung, being reassigned to a new post is death. Death before the death of the body. It's when the ego lets itself be devoured by the shadow. In Jung's view, the one who sits on the platform and turns off the light has allowed the external darkness to become their internal reality. In the story of myths, this is the hero who surrenders to the dragon before even drawing his sword. In Seoul, it's not just missing the train. It's believing that fate or the social system is a prison with no way out. It's the total loss of libido, of that psychic energy that drives you. Let's address option 2. According to Jung, denial, Jung, here we are, facing it. For him, what would be called the neurosis of control. Jung said that neurosis is always a substitute for legitimate suffering. Denial is a desperate attempt by the ego to maintain a persona, a mask of success, when reality has already fallen apart. Jung's view, what you deny controls you. What you accept transforms you. Banging on closed doors is a fight against time itself, an inflation of the ego that believes its will is stronger than reality, than the universe. In Seoul, it's the man who would rather lie to himself than face the humiliation of having failed. It's living a simulation just to avoid feeling the cold in winter. It's Korean. The answer to option 3, do you remember it? It's acceptance. Sujong, the Nakia, or the night journey. For Jung, acceptance is considered the act of ultimate courage. It's not submission, not making mistakes. It's the recognition of the truth in order to be able to transform it. It's what he called the transcendent function. Jung's vision, only when we accept the night can we begin to walk toward the dawn. In alchemy, this is the state of nigredo. Everything seems black and lost, but it's precisely in that darkness where the gold is found. Accepting that the train has left is like turning on the lantern of consciousness. In Seoul, when they say the train has left, the Korean viewer stops being a victim of time and becomes the architect of their own journey. It could mean calling a taxi, having a coffee, taking a short break, taking a breath and pausing. Acceptance is the soul's recalculation button. But before moving on, look at yourself. We're still holding on tightly. Let's check what we have inside. Wait, before moving on, write in the comments, what were you holding on to so tightly, hoping it would disappear? I mean it. I'm going to read your comments. And also, give this video a like. That way, we can help more people reflect. And above all, this is because we live in a complex world where constantly reflecting on our own personal lives has become absolutely necessary. That is exactly why this channel exists today. We are Pali Positivo, and we are certainly not going to stop supporting and helping each other through this journey. If you noticed, the only thing we wasted by clenching our hand was energy. When you fully embrace and accept the truth, you become much bigger than the problem. Not because the problem gets smaller, but because you stop shrinking yourself down to its size. I already missed the train. I have to accept it. Now, let's see what I'm going to do to respond. And maybe, instead of seeing it as a defeat, I should see it as a test, a challenge. From now on, I'm going to plan my departure time better. For example, I'll set an alarm on my phone to remind me to get there in time to catch the last train. As the psychologist Carl Jung once said, I am not what happened to me. As for what exactly happened to me, I have become exactly what I chose to be. Acceptance is the tool that allows us to choose who we will be in the face of the adversity of modern urban life. But be careful. Accepting doesn't mean standing still. It means stopping wasting energy on what is, so you can use that energy to work with what is. Reality doesn't need your validation or your approval to exist. It's already here, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's fair or not. The train is already gone. This channel, Pali Positivo, is your place, your refuge to breathe. A place to pause, to reflect. In other words, so you can look within yourself, and from that place, grow and become a better person. Thank you, brave one, for making it to the end of this video.